Hello, and welcome to the Village Chapel Safe Sanctuary online training. This is a training for all servants who are working with our children. Village Chapel Church is continually growing. Safety for all God's children is a top priority. After completing this online training, if you still have questions about our Safe Sanctuary policies and procedures, please reach out to a ministry leader and all questions will be answered. Training. All children and youth ministry servants must complete the following before serving with minors: child abuse awareness training, Village Chapel Safe Sanctuary policies and procedures, shadow a current servant in that area for a time to be determined by the ministry leader. All servants will be asked to attend training in their area of service periodically. It is vital that they make every attempt to follow through with this. Village Chapel requires all adult servants 18 and over to complete a multi-state background check every 5 years. Serving. Nursery ratio of servant leaders to children ages birth to 3 years old is 1 adult to every 4 children. For children and youth ministries, the ratio for ages 3 to 18 years old is 1 adult for every 12 children. 1 adult servant must be at least 22 years old. There must be at least 1 CPR and first aid trained adult on duty at all times. All servants must arrive at least 15 minutes before their scheduled time to serve. This is vital as minors will be dropped off early and there must not be a time when they are unsupervised. In order for a servant to be considered within the ratio of children to servant leaders, he or she must be at least 5 years older than the oldest participant in the ministry. It is our goal for interns serving with children's ministry to have a spirit-filled learning experience. Therefore, any person currently serving in an intern position is required to regularly attend Village Chapel for worship service. Interns will be required to complete Village Chapel basics within 9 months of beginning service. Boundaries. Interpersonal boundaries. There's to be no inappropriate language or jokes. No inappropriate touching. At least 2 minors of the same gender with 1 adult at all times. No unrelated male or female is to be alone together at any time with the adult or child. Individual counseling and or prayer is to be done within the view of another adult. Social media. All social media sites and mobile social media apps. No adult is to friend request a minor currently participating in the ministry. If an adult is friend requested or followed by a minor, the following guidelines should be followed. Avoid private messaging, avoid posting compromising comments or pictures, and all mass email to youth and parents should be sent as a blind copy email. Trips. Chaperone servants must be at least 22 years of age to transport minors in a personal vehicle. Chaperone servants must be at least 25 years of age to drive a vehicle owned by the church. A signed permission and medical release for each minor must be in the possession of the servant leading the trip. At least 2 Safe Sanctuary trained adults must be in the vehicles. If there is a caravan of vehicles, the following applies. The driver must be accompanied by at least 2 minors or an unrelated second adult and a minor. The driver must have a good driving record for the past 5 years with no reckless driving or a DWI, completed driver compliance form, and a copy of the driver's license must be on file with Village Chapel. The driver must not deviate from the designated travel route. Overnights. To minimize danger to youth, choose hotels with doors open to the interior of the building rather than the outside and not on the first story of the hotel. Boys and girls rooms or tents should be separated by adult rooms or tents. No unrelated adult is to share a room or tent with one minor. When staying in a large open room where both genders will be in the same room, create a divider for the room with the leaders closest to the divider. Adults must have randomly scheduled checks on minors. Kidzone Procedures. Serving. A list of phone numbers and emails of the servants will be provided to all servants in Kidzone. If you are unable to serve at your scheduled time, please contact a replacement who is Safe Sanctuary trained to fill in for you. If you cannot find a replacement, call or email the supervisor who will be on duty as soon as possible to ask for assistance in finding a replacement. If you cannot reach the supervisor, please contact the Director of Children's Ministry. Meeting rules. Only positive words. Be respectful to others. Be kind. Be respectful of the church and the things inside it. Walking feet, indoor voices, and have self-control. One person talks at a time during lesson time. Discipline. Verbal reminder. Timeout in the hall with a Kidzone servant. Call the parent or the guardian. If a participant violates a rule, use your judgment about second chances. If you have a child that becomes a continuous disruption, please inform the Director of Children's Ministry. If there is an incident involving an injury, a servant leader must complete an incident report. Provide a copy to the parent and guardian of the child or children directly involved. Sign in and drop off. All information for children and parents is to be entered into the checkpoint system on CCB. Refer new attendees or visitors to the Welcome Center located at the main foyer to complete the process of entering information into the system. Parents or guardians can use the self-check-in stations by using their last name or the last 4 digits of their phone number to check in their child. The computer system will print out the child's name tag with a random number as well as a sticker with a random number for the parent. Parent or guardians may check the child into all areas they will be participating in at one time. Special needs. Any child who has an allergy or medical need will have a notification on their name tag. Please refer to the checkpoint for special instructions. Sign out and pick up. Match the pre-printed number on the parent's label to the number on the child's label. If the parent does not have the label with the child's number on it, please do one of the following. Refer them to the Children's Ministry desk next to the nursery to have a new badge printed. Contact the supervisor or ministry leader who will confirm the child's information through checkpoint and identify who is eligible to retrieve the child. Ask for picture identification. If there are any questions regarding whether the person claiming the child is permitted to get the child from Kidzone. Parents. Glass in the doors and walls allow parents to observe a child without disrupting the classroom or nursery. Please encourage parents to use this method of watching the class as it is least disruptive. If a parent is needed for a crying, ill, or misbehaving child, request the supervisor to notify the parent. The supervisor should meet the parent outside the doors of the worship service and explain the situation. Child injury or illness. If a child gets hurt or becomes ill, request a supervisor to assist you. If outside emergency help is required, the supervisor should be alerted to call 911. There is a master first aid kit located at the Welcome Center. We strive to have a well-child classroom. If a parent brings a sick child into the classroom, you have the authority to contact the supervisor to ask the parent to take the child home. Signs of illness may include, but are not limited to, unusual fatigue or irritability, uncontrollable coughing, sneezing, and runny nose and eyes, fever, vomiting, or diarrhea in the past 24 hours, and also head lice. Servant leaders are not permitted to administer any form of medication to a child. If the child needs medication, page the parent or guardian using proper procedures. The supervisor will complete an accident or incident report if a child needs any medical assistance. Responding witnesses will also sign the forms as needed. Assistance needed. When there is a ratio of child to adult, remember 1 adult to 4 children in the nursery ages birth to 3 years old. 1 adult to every 12 children ages 4 to 12 years old. When a servant is ill or needs to leave for another reason, an area is not covered, a situation requiring additional assistance with a child, please inform the supervisor who will contact the parent. Procedures for snacks. Check for special instructions on name tags for any allergies or medical concerns. Serve small portions of snacks during nursery or training base. Remember, this is a snack and it is not intended to be a meal. Procedures for bathroom. Take at least 2 children of the same gender to the bathroom at the same time. Do not enter the bathroom unless the child is in need of help. Stay long enough to assist the child, then return to the doorway. Children are to be escorted to the bathroom by a supervisor or teacher. Men are to take boys to the restroom, women are to take girls to the restroom. In the nursery areas, there is a shared restroom. These doors are to be kept closed at all times when not in use. Emergency evacuation plan. Tornado or fire, please follow and be familiar with the VCC evacuation plan posted in the classroom. Number 1, stay calm. Number 2, get the sign-in log. Number 3, count heads as you line up the children. Number 4, stay with the children at all times. Number 5, in the case of a fire, take all children to the northeast corner of the gravel parking lot. Number 6, in case of a tornado, take children to the Family Life Center and line up sitting down, covering heads facing the wall. Number 7, once you arrive at your assigned area, count children again to ensure you are not missing anyone. If you are missing a child, notify the supervisor or emergency team immediately. Number 8, give the child or children only to the parent or guardian with coordinating tags and have that parent or guardian sign the child or children out. Remember, the teachers and nursery leaders are in charge. If a servant you are serving with is doing questionable or unsafe things, please bring it to their attention, or if you feel uncomfortable saying anything, please inform a supervisor or the children's ministry coordinator. This completes your Safe Sanctuary training. Please sign your Safe Sanctuary Participation Covenant Statement and hand it to your ministry leader. Thank you so much for your willingness to be part of impacting the next generation here at Village Chapel.